Hey all, so it's Whitney. Most of you know me if you've been following Healthy Pelican for any amount of time. I am coming to you live, I guess inspired by something that we're talking about in a minute. But I really wanted to talk to you. I know that when I first started this page, I had a clear path. I knew what I was doing. I knew kind of what my goal was, but I was struggling because I aligned myself with something that it's not that it was a bad product, it just wasn't, it didn't fit in my life in many ways. But I kind of was like, well, where do I go from here, right? So when I kind of de-align that, and not in a bad way, just kind of decided that it was time to kind of walk away and de-align myself. It was like, okay, now what? What is this whole page about? What is the mission? What is that? And one of the best things I ever did for myself and for my family was go to therapy. And she said, she challenged me. She goes, and not just for my professional life, but for my personal life, she challenged me to define my mission and to really write a mission statement. So I did for my personal life, and then I did for my professional life. And the mission that I had here was to connect women with the resources for them to live their healthiest, happiest life. And the reason I wanted to connect them with the resources is because I don't pretend to be the expert. I am just trying to figure out the best way to live the happiest, healthiest life. So I get to try a lot of things, and I go a lot of places, and I try gyms, and I try activewear, and I've tried meal prep companies and food companies and all that in between. And I just want to share my experience. So it's more just, hey, this is what happened, and I want to share my experience. And I didn't quite know how to do that because at the same time, there's a lot that goes into it, and the passion, whereas it was there, I didn't really have the direction and the foundation and the groundwork. And that's something that, I lost there for a little bit. In the meantime, as y'all know, and you've been following my journey, I was just struggling. Like, I've been struggling with my weight, with my size, postpartum, different hormone issues. And I can remember since I was 16, I struggled with acne. And so then when my hormones were going whack, I, of course, was struggling with acne. And I went from really trying, because again, if you've been following me, I really like cleaner ingredient decks. I like to clean up that stuff. I know what it can do for you. It's the largest organ. If I'm cleaning up what I'm putting in my body, I should clean up what I'm putting on my body and on that largest organ. And it just kind of made sense. And I was struggling so bad with acne that I just got to where I didn't care. I mean, I was going to estheticians, my midwife, all this stuff, and they all recommended something, everything from different product lines to IPL to all this stuff. And all it was leaving me with was just really red inflamed skin that was just swollen and peeling, and it wasn't working for me. And so I was introduced to a different product, and it had a cleaner ingredient deck. All the active ingredients were natural. There's a couple things in there that I actually had questions about, and I reached out to the company and I asked them, why is this in here? How is it produced? Where is it produced? All those good things. And I felt good about it. And so then it was just a matter of if it worked, right? And I was so surprised that within 2 days, whereas my acne wasn't gone, all that red inflamed skin from everything else that I was doing had just it was being soothed. And it was I still had the bumps and the scars and the peeling skin and breakouts, but what I didn't have was that really swollen red skin, especially right here. When I tell you it was so swollen and red there that I had people coming up to me asking me if I had a chemical peel. And so I found that, and I thought, okay, great, it's a fluke, right? And so in the meantime, I had cut out sodas, I was drinking water, all that good stuff, all the things you should do when you're breaking out, because, a breakout is just a symptom of something a lot of times that's going on internally. And the problem is that a lot of times that we treat our external symptoms with a product or a medicine or something that causes other issues, other negative side effects, right? It comes with a side effect. And that's just the trend that we were in, especially in personal care and skincare. And so it worked. Within 30 days, my skin was so clear. I mean, everybody noticed it. People would be like, oh my gosh, your skin's glowing, blah, 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 blah. And that was great, and I really didn't say much about it. I mean, I shared it because that's what I do. I've always been one, again, it goes back to that mission, to connect women with resources to help them live their healthiest, happiest life. So if I found something that I like, of course I shared it, but I still wasn't sharing the skincare in a sense that, hey, you need to do this, or I didn't want to come off salesy or anything like that, because that wasn't who I was, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. And as time went on and I saw what it was doing for other people, and beyond that, I got to work. This is a startup company, and I got to meet the founder and have dinner with the founder. And she came to my small town, y'all. Like, I live in a small town just outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And when she came here, and I realized, like, it is not often you get to partner up with your mentor and with somebody that so inspires you, somebody who came over here, and she'll tell you with one spoon and one fork, you know, a set of dishes and some clothes, and went to college. And if you listen to her story about, you know, securing a job, and after they graduated, they had to secure a job and stuff, and just from that to a decade-long experience launching huge companies in other countries, to then branching out and having, and y'all know I like this phrase, the testicular fortitude to sit there and say, I'm going to start my own company. And not only am I going to start my own company, but I am going to start oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought, but I'm going to start a charity, a whole program to give microloans to women around the world to fund their dreams too. Because, and I love this quote that she says, it's opportunity is universal, but dreams are universal, but opportunity is not. And it's so true. And I think about how much it costs just to do little things, from just building a website. I mean, you got to buy the URL, and I think what a difference something like a website makes to somebody who's just starting out and doing that. And it is hard to get funding. And imagine, you know, it's hard for a woman to get funding. It's hard for anybody to get funding. But then you imagine places around the world. We are very privileged to live in a country where we can pretty much do it. But I just thought, this is a woman who is connecting women with the resources to live their happiest, healthiest life, and it just made sense to partner. And it just, wherever I was partnered up before, but wherever I was, it took me from here to just skyrocketing and being super excited. Y'all, my kid is bringing me all kinds of tape here. So I don't know. Do y'all remember that Saturday Night Live skit where there's like, I have a tape face? That's what I feel like right now, because she's just bringing me tape. And so it took me from, oh, this is great, and I really love this company, to just, I almost said a bad word. What in the world have I stumbled into? Like, what in the world? And so then I had clients, and one of them being my dear friend Grayson, who I spoke a little bit earlier about when I started Healthy Pelican. I worked with her back then, and she was a client, and she kind of came to me, and it was with her that we sat down, and we would just kind of were like, women need this. Like, not just women, like men need this too, but like, this is beautiful. Like, not only does it work, and it's not just for acne, not only is it product right now that works, that is a startup company, but the leadership and the founder, and the fact that, like, you can go from joining the company to sitting on the advisory board and making decisions about the trajectory of that company and about the training you give people, and you're given that seat at the table. Like, that doesn't happen. And y'all, I've been involved with a lot of companies, and it's not that anybody's really, I don't have anything bad to say, but I guess the thing is I've never seen anything like this, and it's really, I think, took me a hot second to trust it. So even when I went to Salt Lake and really visited there where it's based out of, I still have my doubts, and I'm very doubtful, and I don't know if it's just the Louisiana girl in me to be cynical, but I am talking really fast right now. but I was still really doubtful, and I just went there and I just said, okay, but I'm not backing down. And the doubts didn't come from anything in the company. The doubts came from, I felt really burned by partnering up before, and I didn't want to be that direct sales girl that came and you felt like you couldn't say no to. And I don't know about y'all, but that just real bad taste in your mouth, right? And I realized that I had the chance to forge my own path, to decide how I did this, to answer that thing. And so I went back to my mission, right? And I went back to that mission statement where it was like, I really want Healthy Pelican to be something that connects women with the resources to live their happiest, healthiest life. And it's like, does it fit within those categories? It's not just a yes, but it's like an F yes, right? Like it is like, it's yes. And why wouldn't I partner with it? And so I did. And so I make sure that, is this meeting needs? Are we talking to people about what they need? Is my team feeling fed and empowered and ready to take on the world? Are they setting dreams? Have they painted the vision? And can they see themselves doing that stuff? And so it's not just about whether or not you're using the product. It's about whether or not this team has a seat at the table. And that's my goal for everybody, because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes in motherhood, you can kind of, and not just motherhood, sometimes in just working in life and running the rat race, you lose sight of things that are yours. And today, one of my team members tonight got on, and I shared it on the page and in the group, got on and talked with Kalaia, and Roxana is somebody who is she's from a small town in Texas. She lives in a small town in Louisiana, is super shy, and she got on, and I think that comment was so spot on, that sometimes you just need something of your own, right? And it's very easy to get lost, and you want something of your own, but we don't have the resources and the back office it's not very often you run across something that's so beautifully branded and so beautifully run and truly empowers people and truly trains people, and then the product works. It works with active natural ingredients. And the coolest part of all of this is because of this partnership, and this is where I really want you to pay attention, if I haven't lost you yet, like, let me get you back here. Because of this partnership, the first convention is going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana. Because of the partnership that came from Healthy Pelican, because it met a mission, we have been able to train and build the fastest growing region in Louisiana, y'all. Think how much stuff is on the bottom of the list in Louisiana. We don't even have a partner. Guy is coming to Katy, Texas. There's nobody there. And it is something that I have never seen, this level of not just female support, y'all. Females are mean sometimes, but just support and empowerment from people. And you hear people talk about it and all that stuff, but you don't see it happen this often. Not like this, not so well run, not so well trained. So like, I'm really proud to keep offering and keep sharing with y'all the tips about living your healthiest life and your happiest life. But when it comes to food and gyms and workouts and motherhood and running, chasing your dreams, but I am so excited to add Kalaia, to add this partnership to the repertoire of things that I can bring you, because it's just so phenomenal. So I could talk in circles and I could talk 20 million ways, but I think that really sums it up, and I really do hope that I didn't lose you. I hope that if you're watching this in the replay, drop me a line. If you're watching it right now, definitely say hi. The best way that you can support small businesses is just by commenting and loving and saying hi. But I'm super excited to bring this to you. I'm super excited to partner with them. And I'm super excited for them to be bringing their first convention to New Orleans. I think it's an amazing thing. So I think that's it. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Can you wave? Say bye from Birdie.
Bye from Birdie.
All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.